Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 25th of October 2021. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Herbal Tarot again today. I really like these cards at the moment, so I just want to see what they have to say about Monday and what you'll be working with. So let's have a look at what the cards have to say about this day. Just going to shuffle them a few times here and see what is going on. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I hope you're looking forward to this new week. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so the first card, is Prickly Ash Bark again. We had that yesterday. So the sense of burden continues, and it's important to keep things simple. Then we have Dill, the Page of Swords, so you're teachable and you're able to communicate very well. And then finally, Gravel Root, the Eight of Cups. So you're able to leave certain things behind, or there's a sense of such certainty that certain things that you thought were good, that you outgrow those, you reach a new kind of inner plateau, you listen to your intuition, your guidance, and you say, it's time to move on. It's time to leave behind childish things, or it's time to leave behind burdens that no longer serve me and to learn something new and to go on new adventures. Oh, wow. So that's really positive. So the Ten of Wands, that's a card that says you're very interested in what you're doing. You're living your life purpose, but somehow things have piled up to the extent where you're making very little progress because you're doing too much, or you're trying to handle too many things at once. And the simple solution for the Ten of Wands is simply to drop this bundle of sticks that he's got. And instead of trying to carry the whole thing, it might, let's say he's going from here and he's trying to deliver these wands up to this little hill there. The question is, if I'm so burdened and bogged down by all of these things that it's going to take me 30 minutes to get there, maybe if I take 2 at a time and make 5 trips, it'll only take me 20 minutes. And there's no guarantee, but the important thing and the message I feel is to try out a different approach, because one, the journey can be more enjoyable. I mean, if you're going back and forth 5 times and you're only carrying 2 things, it's going to feel a lot better than being completely, you're doubled over and in pain because the burden is so heavy. So try and make it easier for yourself and ask yourself that, what can I do to change my approach here so that it doesn't feel so arduous? Prickly Ash Bark, let's look that up and see what that is. Ten of Wands. Burdensome oppression, moving from necessity rather than choice. So you do have a choice. Look at doing things differently and you'll have an easier time of it, and the burden isn't going to feel so oppressive. Then we've got the Page of Swords. The Page is a court card. So court cards, they appear sometimes as people who come into our lives, or it's an energy that arises from within. So either you'll meet someone who's got some totally new ideas, or who does things very differently to the way that you're used to doing them, and you may see that and learn from it. So with the example of, do I carry 2 wands or 10, you may be in the middle of a job, or you may be working on something or trying to get something resolved, and suddenly another person seems to be on the same journey and they're doing something similar, and you see their approach is completely different to yours and that they're doing very well. Then be open to adapting your way of doing things and try out a different course of action. So someone could come in and teach you something indirectly in the way that I mentioned, or it could be directly. Someone comes up to you and says, hey, why don't you try it this way? I think it'll work more effectively. Then be open to that. Or the Page of Swords energy may sit in you and may say, hey, be willing to look at your options and don't take things, just because you've done them this way for the last 5 years, doesn't mean that you have to do it exactly the same way today. And it gives you a bigger perspective and a sense of freedom that there are other opportunities out there there are different ways to live, that if you experiment a little bit, you may discover something that's actually very, very helpful and that brings more freedom into your life. And the Page of Swords, let's see what Dill is about. One under the age of 35, a child, infant or pet who is adventuresome, independent, wild and obstinate, tendency to move swiftly towards a goal, sweeping all obstacles away. It's interesting that it's under 35. I always thought the Page of Swords is like between, 14 and 17? Okay. So we're not adults until we're 35, apparently. Okay, great. So this sense of adventure, trying things differently, sorting them out on your own, so you're independent, you're wildly creative in terms of looking at different opportunities, and you're very committed to your own cause. So those are all really fabulous ingredients that will inspire you to get things done. And moving swiftly towards a goal, then being successful in these new experiments or new ways of operating. Hooray. And this card is also about a journey. So we're building up, we're saying leave the old behind, try something new, and that then opens the way for you to go on a completely different trip in life, or to change course or direction, and to have very different experiences. So that's amazing. The Eight of Cups, that's a card that says each cup here that you've got has served you in some way. So it could be a wonderful relationship, or a beautiful place to live, or a sense of self-confidence. It doesn't make you ungrateful to want more. If you say, okay, I have great things in my life, but I have a yearning for something bigger or something else or a change, then that's not something you need to feel guilty about. It's an inner calling. It's your higher self saying, hey, your experience on this planet can be a lot more positive. So don't rest on your laurels, or don't rest on your, sorry, dumb joke, but don't rest on the gravel route. There are better things out there for you. Get in your boat, get the oars out, put up the sail, and sail away onto to something better. You deserve it. You deserve good things. And you have the energy, and you've gone through this whole difficult process, so you deserve to open yourself up to good things happening. Gravel route, let's see. Accept and move on. The need to venture into unexplored territories for deeper fulfillment. Exactly. So you see things for what they are. You're no longer under any illusion that you're meant to be unhappy or bogged down or not making any progress, or that the only way to live is by going through the motions. You look at life with a pair of fresh eyes, and that allows you to move on and to have different, more positive experiences. So that's really lovely and wonderful. Number-wise, we've got 10, and 8 is 18, and the court card counts as 1, so that's 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and I think we had that yesterday as well. 1 is about having the energy of the magician. Your higher self is speaking to you loudly. You're able to accept and to hear that information, and then you're able to translate it into practical actions. And in numerology, the number 1 has to do with the pioneer and being the boss and feeling like you're in charge and taking responsibility and being independent and feeling like if I do take action, I will be able to affect change. I'm not powerless. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. If I make an effort, things can change significantly. I can really make a big difference here. So the power returns to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, numerology, and my intuition, and I combine all of them to try and suss out what's going on for you and what the solution is. If there are any problems, if you're questioning yourself or you're asking, what are my gifts and my talents? What's going to come naturally and easily? Where do I need to put in more work? How can I change things so that I have a more joyful time of it, then the chart is really helpful in showing the highlights and the lowlights and how you can maximize the good energy and minimize the problems. So if you have any questions, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Just go to gregoryscott.com, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing Monday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.